Hey everybody, this is Ben, the owner of sandpaperpistolgrips.com. If you don't like the long hyphenated URL, you can type in gusgrips.com, GUSGRIPS.com, and it'll go to that website. What I wanted to do was make a short video about the sight modifications that I did on my CZP-01. We were in a chat, I believe it was with Lock and Load Lifestyle, and we got to talking about the front and rear sights on these CZP-01s, and I mentioned in there that I had modified my front and rear sight. Well, the front sight didn't come out so good, but the rear sight came out pretty good. They originally had the just above rudimentary sights, 2 dots in the rear and 1 dot on the front, and they had that phosphorescent type material in it that basically had to be charged up by sunlight or artificial light. Well, if you were outside shooting, it wasn't too bad, but you know, different types of lights, it was just kind of difficult to see the front sights, and the rear sight dots were like really close together. So I figured if I messed them up, I could just buy a new set of sights for it. And I did mess up the front sight and had to go to CZ Custom and buy the fiber optic sight that's on it now. But basically what I did is I made a homemade set of fiber optic sights for this pistol. This gun is empty. You can see down in there. No magazine. Now the front sight is now one of those CZ Customs, and if you want it, they have different sizes and different heights, because if you're not careful, if you don't get the right height sight, it'll shoot either high or low. This particular gun with the original sights on it was dead on. First 2 magazines I ran out of this thing, 28 rounds. I was shooting at a steel cowboy target at 100 feet, and I hit it all 28 times. A friend of mine shot it, and he shot 2 magazines out of it, and he missed like 2 or 3 times. And then a guy that I work with, my supervisor actually, he shot it, and he might have missed 2 or 3 times. And he loved this gun so well that he went out and bought a CZ75 P01 Omega with a threaded barrel for suppressor and suppressor sight heights. We shot his the other day, and it was dead on. But anyway, just a real kind of quick overview of this pistol. I do have a set of my grip enhancements on it. These are the SRG-70. They cover the back and the front, gives you a little better grip. I have the Cool Hand black gray snake pattern grips on this pistol. And it also comes with indexing pads that you can put on either side of the gun, up here and up here for your index finger. Like when you want to keep your finger off the trigger, you can put a pad there, and you can put a pad here, so like when you're gripping the gun, you can put a pad right there. It also has slide pieces if you want to use them. Some people do, some people don't. Makes it a little easier to get a hold of, and I don't have them on here, but it makes it a little easier to get a hold of these rails so that you can, your slides, so that you can rack it. But anyway, what I did to the rear sight is I went down to Harbor Freight, and I bought a set of these really small drill bits over here on this side. These are the Warrior brand high-speed steel micro bit set, 30 pieces. It's item, I don't know if you can see that, it's item number 51526. These drill bits are little bitty. You have to have a small drill that has a real tight chuck that chucks up real tight so you can get a hold of them. But basically what I did is I took the little bits and I drilled out the 2 dots where the rear sight had the phosphorescent dots in them, and I replaced them with this green fiber optic rod. And this is how they look. Now this is under indoor light, and I hope you can see that. I'm looking at this little bitty screen on this video recorder. It's kind of hard for me to tell, but this is under artificial light. And if you look at the other side, you can see that they're just little bitty nubs. And what you do with this is you take your fiber optic rod and you get it up close to the flame on a cigarette lighter, just enough that it bulbs up. You don't want to touch it or it'll put little gas bubbles in it. But if you'll take that and you just get it up there close to the blue part of the flame, you'll see it kind of mushroom out. And then you stop and you wave it around, let it cool off, blow on it or whatever. And then you run the side, the end of it that doesn't have a bulb on it, you just run it in there and you clip it off, and then you melt it on there. But now this sight right here is from CZ Custom. The original sight of this pistol was this one right here. Now it has some white tester's paint in it. It did have the phosphorescent material in it, and I was drilling it out, doing pretty good, and I was almost through and the bit snapped off inside the front sight. So this thing has a piece of a drill bit in it, and I thought, well, what the heck. So I put that tester's white paint in it, and I used that for a while, but I didn't like it because the green in the rear didn't look right with the white in the front. So anyway, I went ahead and ordered a new front sight from CZ Custom, and there it is. But that was my modification. Now this works very well. If you're outside in the natural sunlight, these are very bright, and I've got some video to show you, and I'll put that in right here. Okay, I don't know how well you can see this, but this is what the half homemade fiber optic sights for my CZP01. This is what they look like under artificial light in my office. This is what they look like outside under natural sunlight with my back to the sun. Sorry about the barking dogs. And this is what they look like with the sun at a 90-degree angle, basically perpendicular to the front and rear sight. Anyway, what I wanted to say is that the CZ front sight came with a red fiber optic and a green fiber optic. They were the same length. I bought this 6-inch piece here extra. I think the whole thing was like $48, and I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's the part numbers for the one that was the correct height for my pistol. I measured it with a micrometer. Basically, I took the front sight with my micrometer and just pushed it down and then, you know, that was the height of the front sight. And I tried to buy the same height here. This is number 10407 CZ FOFS 1.0 by 5.5 millimeters by 0.100 inches CZ75-45. I don't know what all that means, but it's perfect for my pistol. Anyway, just want to give a shout out to some of my buddies. Nolan with Lock and Load Lifestyle, and Big Johnson, 7 Up 3 Down, KS Gun Guy, 1776 or Bust, Tim at the Military Arms Channel, and I know I'm forgetting somebody, and if I did, please forgive me, but those are the guys I kind of hang around with. I hope this helps. Basically, I've got about $45 in this, and rear sight is much more expensive than that, so I did it on the cheap, but guess what, it works real good. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do it, please like and subscribe, and everybody have a good day. And Christmas is coming up, so Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody. Take care.